Morning, Saturday, November 8th, 2025. I'm Larissa. Here we are. Time has come to drink my skulls. Sip a sip. Here we are. Yeah, three. Oh, so yesterday I was open to the public. Had some asshat come in and ask me if he could if he could wire money, buy a money wire. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's bullshit from the other place. So there was a jewelry store and a money wire shop. It was like right next. No, there was a yoga store or a yoga shop. A yoga studio was right next to me. And next to them was jewelry store, and next to them was this Mexican junk shop. And plastic lawn ornaments and cheap Hirachi sandals and piñatas and disgusting weird chips and that kind of shit. And money wires. And their clientele was extremely rude. So they had their own parking lot behind their business. But all of a sudden, for some reason, their clientele, so it's a husband and wife that owns the jewelry store and the junk shop. And I had been friendly with them. Well, all of a sudden, like after I'd been there a couple months, or it was towards the end when I moved, their clients started to come over and like park in 2 spots in my parking lot and all this shit. They had their own parking lot. Their clients know this. Just doing that kind of shit and coming in and making rude comments. Like one time, like a block up the street or two more doors down the street, there was a key making place. Big sign up front, making keys. And they'd come in and be like, oh, is this where you get your keys made? And it's like, get the fuck out. You can see this is not a key shop. Like, just this kind of bullshit, this kind of like harassment, right? So I left, because they wouldn't, I don't think it's a coincidence, right? Like when I was first there was no problem. Their clients weren't doing this. Their clients began to do this, right? There wasn't something new, right? Other than it was like coordinated harassment of my business. So now this asshole comes in yesterday and like, I'm here for want a money wire. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the hell. So I call over there. I'm 5 miles away. I moved 5 miles away. And the asshole's like laughing on the phone. I can't control people. I'm like, yeah, you have something to do with this. Right? Oh, they're weird anti-choice because the wife came over. She bought a t-shirt for me, for her son, for Christmas, whatever. And the jewelry that the guy sells, is, little crosses and, little hearts and nothing I'd ever wear, right? Nothing I'd ever wear, nothing I'd ever buy. And relatively cheap watches, right? He sells the kind of shit that gangbangers wear, the crosses and stuff that they wear. It's that aesthetic. No, I'm not talking about like the big gaudy hip hop stuff. Anyway. They're just assholes. They're just assholes. And so I offer this Child Free Me event, and I'm being harassed about that. And when I found the note that was left at my truck, there was a woman in the parking lot that I'd never seen before who looked like she could be one of their clients, one of their customers. at that store, right? And she was like there watching to see what would happen when I came out. She was there waiting for me to see. So like she knew what was going on. And so this guy came in yesterday. He comes in, he's like, "¿Cómo está?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "I'm fine. How are you?" It's fucking bullshit. Just weird Mexican bullshit. Mm. Anti-choice Catholic weirdo, right? Oh, but it's not just Catholics. Like when we lived up in Santa Rosa, I had I met a woman I was friends with, the woman who taught me how to make tamales, actually. So during the time that I knew her, my grandmother had her stroke, and she was a member of some weird little Pentecostal church that met in some guy's garage. I was curious, but they were what I think the issue was with her. So I went with them when my grandma, because I wasn't going to any church anywhere, and my grandma had her stroke. I went, um, and because we used to talk about prayer and meditation, the two of us. Um, and she was like, "Oh, come with me to my church." I'm like, "All right, I'll go with you." Well, I didn't speak any Spanish at that time. I found out after the fact that they were praying for an end to homosexuality, and the guy was preaching against gays. That's what he was, but it was all in Spanish. I didn't know. And she asked me to go because she thought I was a lesbian like her, and they were trying to pray away the gay. Well, I'm not gay. I just had short hair. Weird. They're weird. There's weird little Pentecostal churches that come up out of Mexico. Weird. It's not just the Catholics. Weird little Pentecostal churches. Yeah. Well, she was she didn't live a lesbian life, right? Oh no, she couldn't do that. That'd be sinful. And then whenever she'd have make a friend that was a woman that she was attracted to, then she was, it was like, ooh, we're being, but I'm not, I'm like, no. I didn't know though at the time. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like she never like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Women behave differently towards each other, so maybe she thought she was hitting on me. I never felt that way, but I was just never inclined that way. And it was like when the woman that I worked with, who ended up living in our house, um, when it was a long story. I've talked about it. The fucking Copperfield's books cut a whole bunch of our hours so that we couldn't, and then fired us so that we couldn't claim benefits. So we couldn't claim unemployment benefits. Right? They cut our hours for 2 weeks because the way unemployment benefits work in California is you get a percentage of you get a percentage of I can't remember, it's like 46% or something like that of whatever your last 2 weeks wages were, right? And so if you didn't have any hours and didn't have any wages over the last 2 weeks, but were still on their books, on their payroll as an employee, then you didn't get any unemployment benefits. They were shady. That's what they did. So there were a whole bunch of us that they laid off, and it was this other young woman, and she and I had been friends at work, and she came to me and she's like, "I have nowhere to go, blah 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 blah," and we had this house with like extra bedrooms. I was like, "Oh well." Anyways, that's how she ended up living with us, and then she started hitting on me, but I didn't know until like she like put her muff in my face one day, and I'm just like, how did that happen? I was sitting. The one bedroom was my art studio, and the bathroom that she used was the door was directly across from the door to my studio, and then her bedroom was on the other wall, right? She came out. I had the door open to my studio, and I was sitting on the floor. I was working on a large piece, and I was sitting on the floor working on the bottom of the piece. And she came out of the bathroom, and I just kind of like turned and I asked her, "Are you going to be home for dinner tonight?" Right? Because as I was sitting there working, I'm like planning what I was doing, like I do every morning here. And I talk about, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So I asked her, "Are you gonna be home for dinner tonight?" She was in school, and she has a towel wrapped around her. I don't know if she thought that I was saying, "Come in here, I want to eat your pussy." I don't know. She came in, she opens her fucking towel, and there's a muff in my fucking face because I was sitting on the floor. And I'm like, I said, "Aren't you cold?" And she got all embarrassed and like ran out. So like, I don't know. I don't know. Women are weird animals. Women are weird animals, especially lesbians, I guess. I don't know. Women are just weird animals. I don't know. I'm like, get your muff out of my fucking face. I want nothing to do with with your snatch. Jeez. No. I'm like, get out of here. I mean, wouldn't have wanted a dick in my face, uninvited either, but like, I was just like, yuck. My mom had a good friend, she went to school with, who was lesbian. And she asked me the one, she's like, "Larissa, are you sure you're not one of us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm positive. I am not interested in sticking my nose in any bitch's snatch. I know it comes out of mine. Mine kind of grosses me out. I'm not interested, you know?" Like a dick in my face, that's something else, but keep your snatch away. No. And she was like, "Oh, well, yeah, that's kind of like necessary if you're gonna." I'm like, "Thank you." Oh, I think what it is. Like I had another there was another I had another friend that I met in a group. Hey, señor Pero, aquí. Oh, there you are. How are you, bud? You and Daddy made up yesterday? Yeah. Everything's okay now? Yeah. What a good boy. Okay. He was still worried yesterday. Like he was a little nervous around Omar. He's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did last night." Anyway, I was saying, I was in this group, right? Um, and it was like a group therapy kind of thing, right? Session kind of thing. And there was this other woman that was in the group, and um, Jody. Well, I was doing a lot of performing at the time, and whenever I go to group, I tell everyone about, "Oh, you should come down and see the show, whatever." So she started coming out to see me perform, and my invitation was to everyone in the group. It wasn't to just her. And she was like, "Oh, you want to have lunch sometime?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" You know, I'm not thinking of it as a date. She knows that, she knew I was married, but I mean, evidently that doesn't like matter. I don't know. So anyway, one night she came out for one of the performances, and afterwards, I was sitting with her and like a couple other people. Like it wasn't like, I mean, we were in a bar. I mean, she and I weren't there together. She came to see me and everybody else, right? And so we're chatting, and she's like, "Oh, Larissa," she goes, "I don't know." She goes, I guess you're just so present, you know." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, I can see how people get confused about you being interested in them. I'm like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I don't know." So it was something like, I'm accepting of people, and people feel comfortable then. And then they mistake that like acceptance and comfort for I don't know. I mean, for some sort of romantic interest or whatever. But like I'm not, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm not going out hitting on people. I'm not as friendly as I used to be. That's for damn sure. Because I'm just like I don't want anybody thinking just because I give 'em a smile that I, wanna have sex with them. Jeez, that seems to be all it takes out here in California. Smile at someone, it means you want them. No, oh. Oh, so it's all just screwy, but, like, I don't know. That woman from Mexico that I was thought I was just friends with, she thought I was gay. I'm like, "No, no." Like her. I'm like, "No, I'm not." And if I had understood that they were trying to pray the gay away, I would have, like, talked to her about that because it's just like, "Geez, don't pray the gay away. What's the matter with you?" Like, I would have talked to her gently about accepting herself, right? But no, I wasn't interested in her snatch either. Oh, women are weird. Women are weird. So yesterday I got another chapter, another chapter and a half done in the book, in the new novel, and the new novel is interesting. It's very, very interesting. So I had an option yesterday of there was a new character that was introduced, and that character could open two different doors, right? Depending on how I treated the scene and what happened. And so I made a big decision yesterday, that's not evident, like just on face value, if you just read what I wrote, but the possibility and where I'm going to go with this now, or where I have the possibility of going with this now. So, I'm kind of excited about it because I was starting to feel like maybe I had painted myself into a little bit of a corner that I didn't want to be in with the main character. But now, all of a sudden, there's a door open, another door opened. Yeah, so that's good. And I photographed all of my t-shirts like I said I wanted to do individually, and I got them up on there's a live web store now on my site where you can buy a t-shirt. You can buy one of my t-shirts online. You can. You can. You can order one of them online. I'm happy about that. I am. Very, very happy about that. So, anyway, for the new t-shirts that I'm going to be starting on the new shirts that I got, I think I am going to make a like in addition to whatever goes on the shirt, right? Whatever the graphic is that I make, I'm going to make a little logo graphic that I can put on. So like a signature, like a maker's mark. So I think I'm going to do that, and that's going to be something that's going to be on the new shirts from now on. Yeah, on the hemp ones. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm going to do. Yesterday I was talking to somebody about the Velvet Underground. I should listen to them today. I think I have a Velvet Underground playlist. That's my favorite band. I love Lou Reed's aesthetic. Um, I do. I know, I mean, I understand posthumously all this stuff came out that he was evidently a bit of a creep, but whatever. A lot of people are. Doesn't mean, doesn't really take anything away from the art for me. Um, and I question, whatever was said or, whatever people say happened. It's like, well, why didn't you talk about it when he was alive? And I also really respect his wife's work, Laurie Anderson. Really love her work as well. So it's just like, whatever. No disrespect to Miss Anderson. I love her work. Huge fan of Lou Reed and of Lou Reed's art. I never knew him personally, so I can't say. But his artwork, I loved his work, his music. Yeah, talking about Velvet Underground yesterday. The person I was talking to was like throws out. I mean, the Velvet Underground's obscure, uh, you know, by themselves, but then he throws out a super obscure Velvet Underground song. Was like surprised I know it. I'm like, Whatever. Whatever. Pale Blue Eyes. I love that song. I was listening to that this morning, a little while ago. Sometimes I feel so happy. Sometimes I feel so sad. Sometimes I feel so happy. But mostly you just make me mad. Baby, you just make me mad. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Thought of you as my mountaintop. Thought of you as my peak. I thought of you as everything I had but could not keep. I had but could not keep. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Love that song. It's so good. I love the tambourine in that song. I love the bass line. I love the lead guitar. I love the rhythm guitar. I love the guitar solo. Love it. Love it. Oh, very good. Very, very good. Yeah. Some of the other ones I like. Yeah. Of course I like the album with Nico. Of course I do. What's not to like about that album? I don't know. Yeah. Mean Girl Song. Mean Girl Song. Epitome of Mean Girl Song. Femme Fatale. And the Jackson Browne cover these days. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Yeah. I've been out walking. I don't do too much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do, and other times I had the chance to. I quit my dreaming. I don't do too much scheming these days. These days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, it's just that I've been losing so long. La 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 la. Yeah. Nico. Very good. Very, very good. Yeah. Much better than the original, I think. Nico's version I'm talking about. I'm not tooting my horn or whatever. Nico's version of These Days. I like it better than the Jackson Browne original. Anyway. Here she comes. You better watch your step. She's going to break your heart in two. It's true. It's not hard to realize. Just look into her false-colored eyes. She's going to smile to make you frown. What a clown, 'cause everybody knows the things she does to please. She's just a little tease. See the way she walks. Hear the way she talks. You're written in her book. You're number 47, have a look. She's going to smile to make you frown. What a clown. Little boy, she's from the street. Before you met, you're already beat. She's going to play you for a fool. Yes, it's true, 'cause everybody knows the things she does to please. She's just a little tease. See the way she walks. Hear the way she talks. 'Cause everybody knows the things she does to please. She's just a little tease. Oh, oh, oh. Such a good song. Guys in the background. She's a femme fatale. She's a femme fatale. Yeah. Shiny, shiny, shiny boots of leather. Whiplash girl child in the dark. Oh. Venus and Furs. Oh, good song. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good album. Anyway. Lonesome Cowboy Bill rides a rodeo. Lonesome Cowboy Bill, you got to see him. Yodelay-yo. Hey, Lou reading it up. Lou reading it up. My voice is deep this morning. I can sing me some Nico.
You can coffee it up.
I can coffee it up.
Oh.
He says, stay away from Mommy.
Oh.
He's going to punch you. He's going to punch you. He says, stay away from Mommy.
Oh.
He says, stay away from Mommy.
Oh.
Stay away from Mommy. He's like, here, you can hug me. Pet me. I'm nicer to pet than Mommy. Brody. He says, don't touch Daddy. No. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with you?
He says, I'm Brody.
He says, Brody gets all the lovin'. Nobody else gets lovin' but Brody. He says, give me all your lovin', all your hugging, kissing too. Brody, you want all the lovin'? Remember, dog tongue and dog mouth.
Brody.
He's like, I don't know. Daddy's got a furry face. Is that a dog mouth? Oh, Brody. Oh, Brody. 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 Why you gotta be chody? Brody. Brody. He's the Dick Nuts dog.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm gonna stand on you now, Daddy. He's like, do you need CPR? Let me pound on your chest. Brody, Brody, he's a little toady.
Oh, Brody, you're on your elbow.
Oh, he's burping at you now. You gonna blow it at Daddy's face? Blow it at his face. Go. Oh my God. Anyway.
What's your plan today?
I'm open today from noon to 4.
Oh, okay.
You're going to drop me off, and then you can pick me up, and we can go out to dinner later, maybe.
Okay. You don't want us, Brody and I, to hang there?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Hang. You and Brody come hang for a little while. Brody, you want to hang at the gallery? And then you can take him home. Brody, you want to hang out at the gallery? Brody, you want to be gallery dog? You going to be like Peter Max's dog? Huh? You be like a Peter Max dog? You looking at yourself in the mirror. I see you doing that. He gazes at himself in the mirror. He looks at himself. He's like, oh. I'm like, oh, you're so handsome. He's like, oh. I'll be your mirror, reflect what you are. In case you don't know, I'll be the wind, the rain, and the sunset, the light at your door to show that you're home. Wonder why my voice is so deep today. Must be all those cigars I smoke.
Yeah, we were smoking cigars
I was
yesterday.
smoking stogies. Was not smoking stogies. No. No. I only had a couple puffs of that joint. That's not enough.
Nope.
Nope. I don't know. Didn't have no cigarettes. Didn't have no cigarillos. Didn't have no cloves. Nothing. Not even a blunt. Anyway, I finished my tea and drank my coffee.